Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Dave, and tonight I am joined by all these wonderful nerds. You can find links in the description to Carlos, Robin, and Steven. Tonight our zookeeper is going to be Nerdarchist Ted, and with that I'm going to throw it to Nerdarchist Ted why I maybe rearrange some windows here.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Central City Zoo. If you're familiar with the bright and shiny Big City Zoo USA, it's not this. We're starting a new season of Zoo Mafia with yours truly as the zookeeper, and all of our illustrious players have new characters starting over from scratch, getting ready to go wild, do some crime, and don't let the humans catch them. So you can get to meet our illustrious characters at some point in time. If you saw the trailer, then you kind of already have an idea of who these characters are and what's going on. But they have elected that they're going to try and work for Machine Gun Otto and go up against the one and only Carlo Hambino. With that, Machine Gun Otto has been, or his crew has been hit hard recently by the Central City Zoo Police Department, the Fuzz, if you will, and their shiner, their bootlegger, has been caught. So they put it out some feelers to try and see if they might be able to find someone else who might be able to deliver them some shine. Roscoe, our mob's snatcher, decided that he was going to go after Big Louie and see if Big Louie would be able to give them the information that they needed. And Big Louie is that aforementioned character in the trailer that Roscoe did the whole reverse grill interrogation. He allowed himself to be caught, allowed himself to kind of give away some fake information. Meanwhile, got the information that Wild Bill, the beaver up in the mountains, always got his still on the move, and he's got some information as to where Wild Bill just might happen to be. And if this gang here can make contact with Wild Bill and convince them to sell some shine to Machine Gun Otto, his speakeasy will be back in business. So with Tully the Speedster McGee on his ride, busting in to get the crew out, you hear the Fuzz behind. So what is it that you guys decide to do with this information and with the Fuzz approaching?
With the great speed of a great hippopotamus running for his life, I hop as I see Tooley's golf cart pull right in. I'm like, ho ho, and just hop right in. Hopefully,
Come on, guys! We gotta get out of here!
All right, so are you guys looking to do this stealthily, looking to do this quickly? What's the deal?
I like to do everything quickly.
with great haste.
All right, so why don't you give me a moxie roll there, Tully?
All right. This is weird. I'm not used to rolling dice.
I know.
So that's going to be a 12 with triples.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So
Break the Matrix.
All right. So me, very much unprepared. I don't have that document right up in front of me.
So I do.
Oh, excellent.
All right. So it's a critical success.
Yep.
Because we have a 12. Also going to gain a marker. And it is doubles with a success, so that's a +1 forward.
What you got with the enemy boss?
No, it's all fives.
Oh, okay. All right, that's how you got.
Triple
Okay,
fives.
excellent. That makes things a little bit easier.
Yep.
All right. So why don't you tell me how it is that you are able to get away quickly in this moment?
So what totally does is he kind of starts backing up into Arnold's leap onto the golf cart, but like spins his wheels in reverse as he does. And then as soon as Arnold hits the back, it completely pops the front of the golf cart up into wheelie position, and he turns his peel out and the momentum into Arnold into extra speed to peel out and make the getaway.
All right. So you get whipping around the corner. Do you guys have an established location that you head to when you flee a scene?
Absolutely. I actually have a safe house that totally knows the location to.
So this safe house, where in the zoo is it located?
In the one place I don't think most predators in the zoo will be going to. It is actually nearby the infirmary, but like it's like close down, just down the way from it. Not too far, but not too close neither.
Okay. So you is it in or connected in any way, shape, or form to the underground?
Ooh, excellent question. No, it's not.
Okay. So you guys make it back to your your safe haven, your little location, and Roscoe has got the information now. For those of you in the chat, we've got a little bit of an issue with Steven's camera and Steven's voice tonight. So please bear with us while we try and deal with some of this issue. I believe Frenzy or Robin is going to be speaking or Roscoe's going to be speaking through Robin.
Indeed, I have promised my best narration, which
So
is admittedly not as good as Steven can do, but I will try.
So Roscoe gathered the information about Wild Bill the Beaver. So what is it that you wish to do with said information?
Roscoe wants to share with his comrades on the road.
So as Roscoe tells all of you that out in the woods in the mountains, some bit of ways away from the zoo itself, there is this beaver who's on the move. If it still is not in the same spot every day, how's the fuzz gonna be able to get to him?
Well, that sounds great, but how are we going to get to him?
But Roscoe is able to, say that he's got where he's supposed to be tomorrow evening.
And is that location inside the zoo, outside the zoo?
Out of the zoo. He is a wild beaver. He is not a.
Wait. You mean leave the zoo?
Well, I think I know some guys. My buddy Maurice might be able to get me a ride for the occasion. I want to use my license to drive, and that's basically at the beginning of a job. I get to see what kind of vehicle I can get access to.
Sure.
Well, my good rolls have eluded me. So that is going to be a 1 plus 2 minus 1 for a total of 2, which I'm going to score some awesome XP.
Yes.
But I also have doubles, which is going to be so a failure, get XP, and I get a -1 forward. I was already carrying a +1 forward, so they're going to cancel each other out.
Right.
Yeah, so, let's see. Let's look at my license to drive ability. And at the start of a job, you can access a vehicle, roll plus magnetism 1 through 6, procure a golf cart, bicycle, or pedal car. 7 through 9, you procure any of the previous plus a motorcycle, moped. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get any cool stuff. And so I'm only able to get a pedal bike, or a pedal car, and it's like one of those ones where we're going to all have to pedal, and
Oh,
I'm going to
no.
steer it.
Can I call in a favor by any chance?
You can give it a try.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the job, call someone who owes me a favor. I have to roll. Hopefully, isn't garbage.
Roscoe says where there's a ride, there's a way, right?
11,
So that's going to be a success.
and I will also obtain 2 holds. So there's actually a guy I know, Ricky. He is a reliable source of information, and he kind of owes me one for giving him a few scraps of my feed from time to time. I think it's time to cash in.
So what is Ricky?
Ricky Raccoon is
Is this one of
he-
your? Is this one of your friends?
Yep. It's one of my friends, good sir. So Ricky is not a resident of the zoo, but he frequents the zoo if he can get a meal involved.
It sounds like if you can give this guy some food, he can get you some intel that you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is still evening. You have, a decent amount of time before you would need to be back in your enclosures, should you so desire to go in that direction. You want to go seek out Ricky, or are you looking to do something else for the evening?
He is nocturnal.
Well, I mean, the entire game is nocturnal. So.
I mean, if everyone is okay with finding out Ricky.
Quite on board.
Yes, let us go talk to this Ricky Raccoon.
I stuff some of my feed into my hat, secure it up and
For sure.
Does Ricky perchance like lettuce?
oh, Ricky likes loads of things. Lettuce is just one of the things that he's impartial of eating. Oh,
The
man.
zookeepers only pretty much give me mostly lettuce. And I'll pull some out of my shell and hand it over
wow.
to
It's a little
Arnold.
brown. It's a little brown. It's been, even if it was from this morning, it's still it's lettuce does not last well outside of the refrigerator.
It's definitely tortoise pit lettuce.
Yeah. Believe me, Ricky's not picky when it comes to his meals, but the fresher the food, the best. This is his freshest lettuce he's had in weeks. I'll tell you that right now. Been pretty down on his luck.
So you know that there's 2 places that you'll find Ricky, either near the food stalls, or like over by the dumpsters.
Well, going by his luck, I say he's by the dump. He's in the dump.
All right.
Down in there.
So how are you moving about the zoo?
Is it nighttime or daytime or
Nighttime.
Okay. Well, since I got the sweet ride, we're gonna travel in style. All right, everyone, have a seat and start pedaling.
I'll take up the rear.
So you guys begin moving about, and the air in the zoo tonight is fairly, fairly still. There's people, or the vernacular of people. There's animals moving about. The lights are on as far as the animals are concerned, but from the outside, there's no humans about. But even though things are a little bit calm, you see that there are far more of the canines about. The fuzz, the police, and nothing you're doing right now seems to give away any bit of crime. But how much do you all keep your composure?
I know earlier in session 0, I was making a joke about fart checks. I don't know if I was to do what would that be?
I imagine it's Moxie.
You sure that's not wild? That sounds like a wild thing to
It
me.
could be wild.
That sounds like a wild thing to me too.
All right, for the lulz, I'll do wild to keep myself together.
1 second, why don't you guys chat amongst yourselves?
9, 10. All right, that was a. I was actually, now I'm looking at it. I have 2 doubles, 2 threes, and it's 10.
What are the 3s on?
It doesn't matter as long as there's no bosses showing.
Yeah, okay, so it's no boss, just it's on the random
Okay.
grade die.
Okay, so you got doubles with a 10.
Yeah.
So you get a +1 forward and you succeed. So in this case, when you succeed on your fart checks, does that mean you do fart or you don't fart?
I would say this is a don't fart.
Oh god.
Unless you're trying to fart.
No.
And then I would imagine, like if you did, we'd have to figure out what is the positions on the pedal bike.
Well, he said he was in the back.
Oh,
I'm horrified. He had better be in the back.
Pump the nose.
Is you sure that's like a hippo fart? That might be a turbo boost for a pedal bike.
well, you might have to save that as a special maneuver.
Yeah,
Writing it down.
smoke screen.
All right, so Arnold was able to hold in his farts, but how are the rest of you doing? What does anyone have any issues passing by the fuzz?
I feel like Tully's cool as a cucumber. You ever seen the expressions that tortoises make? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm small and adorable, so I don't think I have anything to worry about. They're probably more likely to think I need help than that people are going to need help from me.
Okay. And we've got a red panda, so I don't think Roscoe's too worried. So they don't seem to give away anything that they're doing, but they totally acknowledge the lot of you as you continue on, as you make your way towards the end of the zoo where the dumpsters happen to be. As you get there, there's a handful of rodents, squirrels and rats, a mouse or two that all seem to be scurrying around, and you can hear something making a whole bunch of racket in the dumpster. And every so often, some kind of edible something or other comes flying out of the dumpster, and the rodents seem to begin fighting over it.
So, do I see Ricky in that scrap, or?
You do not see Ricky in the scrap, no.
I'll pull up parallel, alongside of the dumpster that they're diving.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I honk the horn that's attached to it, and it's just like one of those squeeze horns.
Oh, nice. I was going to say, is it a bell or is it a squeeze?
It's a squeeze horn, of course.
So when you squeeze the horn, the mice and the rats, they kind of like jump up and scurry about 10 feet away. But you hear a loud bang come from in the dumpster before a very dirty raccoon head pops out over top and begins looking at whatever made this noise.
Hey, Ricky, remember me?
Yeah, I remember you. What's up?
Oh man, nothing's too much up, but we do need some help, man, with some information of where it's gonna be a good place to procure some product. As I whip out some of the lettuce that he totally
So,
gave me.
as Ricky always does, there's, the shifty eyes. He looks left, looks right. You know that Ricky is very aware of the surroundings. And again, with very much dexterity, he like quickly climbs out of the dumpster and is kind of leaning on it casually. Not here, not here. And he leads you further away from where any onlookers might happen to, more eavesdrop than look. I was like, all right, you want something? I see you got lettuce. I hope you got more than lettuce.
What happened, Miss? Lettuce ain't good enough for you, man. This lettuce came from a best friend of mine. Come on.
We'll see. What you want?
Well, man, we need to find some product. As I nudge him over for it, and as I tip my hat, if you can help me get some good product, it's a decent meal for it. As I whiff some of the air.
He's definitely like following along. You can see the eyes shift about as you unfurl your hat. Depends upon what kind of product you're looking for. There's lots of kinds of products.
Out of character, I kind of forgot the product we're looking for.
Dave was trying to find a better ride. Unless you're talking about where Wild Bill might happen to be.
I thought you were looking for more information on Wild Bill because you have 2 questions you can ask the zookeeper.
Okay, that's right. I almost forgot. So if I can retcon that instead of saying product, reuse the word for information.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
So what is it that I might be able to provide you with?
Well, man,
rubs his suspenders, kind of hopefully.
So, Bill of the Wild Kind.
I've heard the name.
You think you can tell me where he may be keeping some stuff? As I wave some of the feed in his face.
Well, you see, Wild Bill's a bit of a tricky one. Doesn't really like to be, shall we say, nailed down. He's outside the zoo, it's still just as tricky as it is in. But here we got it. You guys got it cushy like. But out there is even in the wilds, the fuzz like to put the hurt on those who are looking for, as you call it, product. And outside these walls, they ain't quite so civil.
Well, come on, Ricky. Me and you go way back. When it comes down for the scrapping down. Well, remember that time I ate a whole cat?
There's a lot of shoot first and ask questions later. So how do I know that this isn't going to come back and kind of bite me on the rear end?
I grab like a handful of feed out of my hat, put it right there in front of Ricky. Ricky, when have I ever steered you wrong?
Yeah, but this one's you've done me right so far, but this one's a bit tricky.
was like you said it yourself. Sometimes it gets a little bit wild everywhere, and sometimes, as I lay out more feed for him, the risk is worth the reward. Have you
So-
lost a few pounds, Ricky? As I
So
tap him on his belly.
what I'll do is I'll take your trust. You're gonna give me this today and a like tomorrow, but I'll give you the information now. If you keep your word, then we keep this. But if I don't got this tomorrow, then we don't got this.
Hippo's honor, I swear to God.
So he kind of does again the shifty left right, and he begins kind of drawing, in the dirt. Talks about a whole, hidden pathway that gives a little bit more detail than the information you got from Big Louie. You might have been able to kind of scamper around for a while, but this kind of, the two pieces of information together kind of narrows it down, and you think you got a clear path as to where to go.
Excellent. Ricky, remember, tomorrow, come back. Swing by my pen.
You
you-
tomorrow.
Oh, my bad. I misheard. Not a problem.
So did you have another question you wanted to ask?
Not at this exact time.
All right. Well,
Unless
you got
anyone
that.
can-
You got that hole that's kind of hanging out there. So if something does come up, let me know. And
Absolutely.
Frenzy, Tully, Roscoe, anything to weigh in either on this conversation or whatnot?
So, now we know where we're going at this point.
All right. So you guys retire to your hideaway, to your enclosures. What do you wind up doing?
I think Tully's gonna take the scenic route back to our enclosures. Because he's got
Okay.
the sweet ride and he wants to show it off.
Absolutely.
Flaunt a little bit. Let's go.
All right. So I heard flaunt. So who is going to handle the actual flaunting?
I mean, I'm definitely waving it like everybody on our way by.
All right, Frenzy, why don't you give me a start spitting roll? Roll that magnetism.
Okay, let me grab my character sheet. I have too many tabs open and I have it open in a tab, and this is entirely my fault, and I apologize.
I think you
No,
just
it's all-
described
it's
my
all-
brain at all times.
It's all suspense. That's just keeping him out there.
And so many tabs open, but you don't know where the music's playing.
Okay, here we go. That will be a total of 6,
Okay.
and the enemy boss is showing.
No doubles though.
No doubles.
Okay. Enemy boss doesn't matter then if there's no doubles. So you're gonna get an XP.
Cool.
And apparently somebody you smiled at has taken it the wrong way. We don't have to come up with this now, but you've just made an enemy. So
Oh, I was being incredibly cheeky, and it is definitely probably another flapper that saw me on this boat and was like, show off.
So in between now and next session, let's come up with who your enemy is, and we'll add that in.
Okay.
Of course, Frenzy, you don't happen to know that yet, but that's what happens. So as you're going about, all of a sudden, the path that you have chosen to take, unfortunately, not a good one. You wind up going through an area where there is a shootout. The Fuzz has gone into a raid on one of Owl Capone's locations. I need all of you to give me a get out of a jam roll as gunfire kind of erupts around you.
Oh no, we don't count red.
Okay.
Right?
Get out of a jam falls under what now?
Moxie?
Still only 6.
All right, well, that's another XP for you, Frenzy.
I got an 11.
All right.
Total of 8.
So total of 8. And what do we have for Roscoe? Oh, Roscoe is also has an 8. All right, so Roscoe and Arnold, you take 1 point of damage as you are clipped by gunfire. Frenzy, you're going to take 3 points of damage and you fall off the bike.
Well, I'm a goon, so I only take 2.
Okay. So you take 2 points of damage and fall off the bike. But I assume Tully is still pedaling, so you are still in the middle of the gunfire, Frenzy.
Question. Since I'm in the back, by any chance, can I try to grab Frenzy? I think me and Roscoe had the same idea.
All right.
Actually, he said he would like to lasso her.
You both are looking like you're trying to help. So if one of you wants to do a get out of a jam and another person breaks it up, both rolling Moxie. Whoever wants to be the lead will roll second. The other person, breaking up, rolls first to see if they actually assist or if they get in the way.
I think Roscoe can take point on this, and I'll help him.
All right, so Arnold, roll get out of a jam.
Well, 6, 7, 8, 9 with bosses showing.
Is that doubles or just
2 6s?
Two 6s. Which bosses are showing?
Al Capone and Cambino.
All right, so neutral and enemy. There we go. So that's going to be you're going to take 2 -1 forwards, but you get to give someone else a +1 forward. And it's just success with consequence with the neutral. So you will give the +1 to Roscoe, but you lean in to some of the gunfire that's still going on around you. Take another 1.
Yep.
So Roscoe, you can do get out of a jam, but you got a +1 forward from the break it up. Now, Arnold, who did you give the +1 forward from the roll to? That also going to go to Arnold? Go to Roscoe? Or is that going to go to somebody else?
I'll pass that to Frenzy.
Okay. All right, so roll it up, Roscoe. 7.
Yeah.
Is that with the +1 from Arnold?
8 with the +1.
All right. So you managed to successfully lasso Frenzy, and you can try to get onto the bike, but just as Arnold did, you are leaning into the gunfire as well. So you're going to take another point of damage. Frenzy, you can attempt to get out of a jam or commit a caper. Since there's some agility going on here, I'll allow for either. To get back onto the bike while it's moving since you've been lassoed.
It's going to be 9 total.
All right. So you're gonna take some gunfire as you get back on the bike. So do you reduce 1 from everything you take?
It's every time I take damage, so yes, I think.
So So the bullet hits your scaly hide and it hurts, but it doesn't really hurt.
Cool. Like grumbling on the way out, they I guess aren't coloring inside the lines. Neither are we. It's fine. Water under the bridge.
So all of this happens, within, a span of seconds. So like there's, some of the cops, and they're like, get out of the way, get out of the way. Like, the people are moving position. You actually see some of them, take some fire as they change position and whatnot to not put you guys in the line of fire before you continue on your way and get out of all of the gunfire that's happening in this particular area.
Well, that was a close one. Thankfully, it's Hambino's crew's bacon in the fire this time.
It's Al Capone's guys.
Oh, is Al Capone? Okay.
Yep. So Roscoe wants to make sure you're okay, Frenzy. Several of you are bleeding.
I mean, I will be. You just give it time.
Don't get blood on my seats.
Well, if I had a choice about that, I would definitely be avoiding it. Unfortunately, cuts close on their own time.
As like I
All right,
say,
so where are you heading, Tully?
I'm gonna swing by everyone's enclosure to drop them off.
Okay.
And Roscoe says, these fuzz are getting more and more aggressive. Used to be you could tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys.
And whoever's bleeding the most, they're getting dropped off first.
That'd probably be me.
So I will say, since you guys have taken some damage, I will remind of the healing rules. You guys can do medicine and get back 1 point, and you'll get back 1 for sleeping overnight. And this ain't the fancy, big city zoo USA. You guys don't have a doctor on a payroll or any of that kind of thing. So if you take too much damage, you guys might be hurting pretty bad. You don't have your full-on mafia connections. You don't work for any of those big names. And like I said, you don't got a doctor yet.
well,
Yeah, I'm
my-
gonna like do some self-heal. That seems like a good idea.
Slap
No.
some mud on it.
No no role required. It's just something that that can happen, but just be aware of what damage means.
Yeah, okay.
One by one, Tully drops you guys off at your enclosures, and he heads back to his own before the bright orb makes its way and dawn happens, and those pesky humans, come. Is there anything that anybody wants to do hidden behind the scenes during the day, or do we fast forward to nighttime?
I mean, the only thing Tully does is his normal thing of like trying to trap the zookeepers in his enclosure because he thinks it's funny. Because try moving a 250-pound tortoise out of the way.
So you try and block doors?
I do. He just he just stands in front of them or lays there and looks dumbly at the zookeepers.
I just check in on my people, per the usual.
Yep, that's the usual fare. For some reason the chat is not scrolling. Roscoe lights up a bamboo cigar. No one is looking. Just be careful doing that kind of stuff during the day.
Arnold's just gonna be swimming around, having the time of his life, baking in the sun, normal hippo things. Just getting all cheers and applause from any sort of ongoers that may be there.
Sure. Well, I know the red pandas in the Philly Zoo. They like to climb up on things. So I imagine you probably have some.
So do the tortoises. They're always climbing up on things.
Other tortoises.
I don't know if we have Lindsay in the chat tonight or not, but one time we were at a zoo in Meat Space and there were red pandas and it was raining and she took off just running to see these red pandas and just slipped and fell right on her butt, and then she was back up a step later continuing on to the red pandas. They give people superpowers.
Red pandas are awesome at my local zoo. The red pandas and otters are like right within the same circle, so it's a pretty happy spot to be at. So the day goes by, the annoying people eventually flee the scene, the lights go out, the sun goes down, and then the lights come back on as the nightlife in Central City Zoo begins anew. Are any of you readers of the Central City Gazette?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, yeah.
So the lead reporter, Giselle Gazelle, talks about, another raid, Al Capone on the run, and goes into detail. Another couple people arrested for suspicion of drug running and bootlegging and speakeasies. When will the crime spree stop? There's some reports of are the police being too brutal? There's some speculation about citizenry being hurt in the attempt, and cops not really doing anything to prevent it. You love it that the Gazelle runs the Gazette. Yes, Giselle the Gazelle runs the Gazette.
Yeah. So every evening, once everyone leaves, my little buddy Kenny McNally is also a tortoise, who's a newsboy. Always comes by with the paper and always buy the paper from him.
Okay.
I love the little newsy tortoise.
We have very long conversations. Over the course of 15, 20 minutes, we utter, about as many words.
Yeah.
So I guess, as soon as everyone leaves, I'll be looking over the news. Matter of fact, Kenny will oftentimes tell me what's going on. And in this case, he is as I'm oiling up the chains on the pedal car. And, I procured some sacks to put over the seats. After cleaning them, blood's such a pain to get out. But at least this time if someone bleeds, I got a plan.
So, whether you are collected by Tully or whether you meet up at, Arnold's safe house, the gang is all together again and, ready to head out into the wilds.
Yeah, we definitely get Arnold last, just because we need all three of us to pedal, keep the car going.
Yeah, when you guys find me, I'm just packing up some food for Ricky to pay that debt.
All right. So do you drop it off beforehand, or are you taking it with you out of the zoo first?
I mean, if Tully doesn't mind, making a quick swing.
Well, I could understand wanting to pay your debts, but what if the information he gave us wasn't any good?
Believe me, Ricky is as solid as they come.
If he's lying to us, I can always take it out of his hide.
Well, that's a good point, but I would hate to go back later and have to muss him up.
I would love to.
No, Ricky's legit. His only alliance is to his stomach. So believe me, we
So
feed him well.
Roscoe asks if you can, toss in a cigar for Ricky. Would it make a difference?
You know what? I don't know if he smokes, but the only thing I seen put in his mouth is food and whatnot. But you know what? Hey, it might work.
Well, if he doesn't, he can bribe the rats. Everyone knows rats are always smoking.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll swing by, and
I mean,
we have a to-go bag for Ricky.
We don't need to get into the conversation with Ricky unless somebody wants to. That's entirely up to you guys. But if you want to just hand wave, you drop stuff off.
That's fine. I'm ready to dive right into this beaver. Let's get going with it.
Dave, phrasing.
Oh yes.
And happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Face first, man. Let's go.
Right. So you guys aren't exactly new to this whole process. Getting out of the zoo is something that's like walking. So you get out of the zoo in your little pedal car, and you begin making your way. It's going to be a ways. You kind of wish you had something that was a powered vehicle, especially since you're going up into the mountains. But at least the return trip home should be pretty easy as a downhill. You guys pedal for a couple of hours. Miles get eaten up. Eventually, you get into the spot where you have to kind of go off trail, or at least off the main road, and you go up into one of these little side trails. And it's dark. There's not a whole lot of moonlight in this particular area. And as the bike runs, you hit a little bit of a, I wouldn't quite call it a bump, but like the front of the tire catches on something, and you hear like from either side what sounds like bells or something ringing. And then about 20 feet in front of you, handful of animals like comes out in the middle of the trail, guns pointed at you guys. There's a guinea pig, a duck, and a little box turtle. So they're all small animals. You can see the flame or the embers burning on the turtle's cigar. But then as you kind of like come up, you can see that there's more movement off to your left and your right. What do you guys do?
Is this a precaution or the opening to a fight?
Well, you see, the little runt of a guinea pig, sees the size of all of you. It's like, nah, this is our territory here. You gotta pay to cross through our lands.
Really? We're just a couple of hikers going down some trails.
Sure, but you still gotta pay.
How much?
What you got?
Well, we got an appointment with Wild Bill.
Yeah, that's no never mind ours.
I see if I have a little crumbs left in my hat from delivering some food.
So you're trying to get us to paper safe passage.
Yeah.
I see. So you've got a little toll guarding going on here on this particular road.
Yep, that's it.
Ah.
What you got?
Have you considered that maybe we're a bit big to need protecting?
Well, it doesn't matter about whether you need protection or not. It's our land. It's our spot.
You got something else to sell us instead?
What do you mean?
I mean, what you are doing here is providing a service, and that's admirable. It is admirable for you to look out for all of the little creatures that wander through your territory. It is a true form of noblesse oblige. But you know, given we don't need your services, what else you got?
Well, me and mine can fill you with holes, and we take whatever's left.
We could easily do the same.
Oh, there's a lot more of us than there are of you.
You're about the size of one of my teeth, dear.
Yeah, but we're here first, and we got the guns pointed on you.
That's a very good point. Do you mind if I smoke? And I light up a cigarette, not waiting for a reply.
Well, Tucker, he points towards the turtle on his left. Smoke is not a problem.
That's good to know, because there's about to be a lot of it. As I pull a Molotov cocktail out of my shell. And I want to lob it at the one that's speaking.
Okay. Bring the heat.
I am Frenzy's immediate delight.
Alright, so that is... that is a 9. With doubles.
All right. What are your doubles? No bosses. Just doubles?
No bosses. So we got a success with consequence. Get a -1 forward. Give a +1 forward. So I'm going to give the +1 to Frenzy.
All right.
As I lob the Molotov cocktail at the
all right. So
guinea pig.
My verdict on success with consequences when you're launching this, you try to aim it right at him, and so you kind of hit the area in between the two of you. So since you're front on the bike, I'm gonna say you take 2, and each of them take 2.
Okay.
So the guinea pig.
I'm gonna spend a marker to negate my damage.
Okay.
That's
okay.
right from Jump Street, spending the markers. I don't care.
So you hear the guinea pig yell, Wander Pet Gang, get him! And gunfire starts going off.
Oh my god, did they really?
Wonder Pet Gang.
Wander Pet
Wander.
Gang. So, I can't use anything that's copyrighted here. Come on, man.
Wander Pet.
Yes. So Frenzy said that they were doing something next.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna chomp, okay, but I don't have to do that immediately. I can wait if somebody else has got something that would be more productive.
I mean, no better time than the present.
All right, let's bop then.
Give a bop.
All right, now refresh me.
Sure.
Are we counting all, do we count up the pips on all the dice? I realize I shouldn't have to be asking that at this point, but
you don't count the pips on the red die.
I didn't think we did. It didn't seem like we did. All right, that's going to be a dirty 10 then, and I have the green boss showing. It is doubles on the 4s, the red die, and the yellow die. This is a mess of a roll. I don't know what of that matters.
All right, so doubles with the ally boss showing. You're going to get a marker. I mean, you're already at 10, so I don't think that, really goes anywhere.
If only I were Dave.
But what I will say is, even though you can't claim that marker that you just got, I will allow you to take that as a +1 forward to Roscoe, who's trying to sneak up on the person that you're bopping. Now,
awesome. I am the distraction. Let's go.
So what are you bopping with?
So I imagine that Frenzy has one of those like folding fans that they had like with the floof on the top edge, and it's fabulous. But it's also full of iron, and I'm gonna smack real hard with it.
All right, so that does another point of damage, unless you have some ability that.
Oh, I do. I'm a goon. I have the ability that does 1 extra damage every time I bop.
All right, cool. So that is 2 more points of damage to Lenny, the guinea pig.
Oh, we barely knew the.
What was that?
We barely knew him. Like
he's still up. I mean, he's not down. So Arnold, are you doing anything, or are you allowing Roscoe to be sneaky?
Roscoe may be sneaky, but I was about to pop the guy in the face that Frenzy was like just nodding on.
All right.
So all right, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus my 2, 7 total. Oh no, wait, I gotta add my precision. It's gonna be 8.
All right. So you what are you firing?
The one that Frenzy was nom-nomming.
Right. Sorry, what weapon are you firing? Just a basic pistol?
Oh, my revolver.
All right. So you shoot up this pig or guinea pig, and he goes down in your gunfire, but in retaliatory strike, the cats and dogs that are to the left and right of you guys begin firing, and you take 2 points of damage. So Roscoe, you were looking to sneak up behind the pig, but unfortunately, he just went down under Arnold's fire. But standing next to him are two other targets, should you so desire.
I'm so sorry. I read your message, Roscoe, and I blanked out leader. I just saw you were being sneaky. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Sure. So you can give that a try. You're gonna go after the turtle or the duck? Both of which have taken a little bit of damage from Tully's Molotov cocktail. All right, so you're gonna go after Tucker. Roll it up. All right, so it's an 11 as a success. And ally boss double. That's again, you guys are rolling this crazy. This is a success, and you get a marker, but you're already at max. So this is the 3rd time tonight. You guys are gonna do this, and the rest of the campaign, it's not gonna come up again. So I hate to do this to you, but what is tie up loose ends do? Does it just allow you to tie up somebody? I don't know why, but Zoom is not keeping the chat fresh.
It says yes, remove them from the scene.
All right, so you've got Tucker tied up.
Throw him in the back.
So I'm just gonna circle this up. All right. So you've got one person tied up. You've got one person down. And before we kind of get back around, what happens is I'm gonna be mean. You guys all take 2 points of damage as the cat's dogs, lay into you with gunfire before bounding off away. And Minnie the duck, yells, flee, flee, and she begins running away.
And we were just getting started.
All right. Well, you've got a captured turtle and a dead guinea pig in front of you.
Would it be too dark to eat the guinea pig?
Hey, you do what you want.
Okay. Roscoe loots him first, and then I'm gonna eat the guinea pig.
So there's a fancy pair of like spangled suspenders. He's got a knife and he's got a pistol.
Those will fit exactly none of us, unless you want to wear them as a glove.
Well, you could tie them together and have like one, fancy one. If you wanted to put it on Roscoe.
Oh,
Well,
Roscoe is definitely taking them. They can sell in the underground, apparently.
Well, there is plenty of fancy underground people. So,
Well, Frenzy, I've flambéed that guinea pig for you.
And I much appreciate it.
In another life, I might have been a cook or a chef, maybe.
Crunch.
And we continue on licking our
All right.
wounds. I guess we'll take a moment to kind of like patch ourselves up.
Sure. So you guys can do some quick medicine, recover one, and then you continue on the path. You can see if you like check the area, though there is definitely some strings across the path in several areas that lead to like little bells hanging on the trees. Whether you want to leave them up or not, that's entirely up to you guys.
I think we should cut them. I think we should cut those as we go through. If for no other reason. Spite.
Yeah.
We can take the bells. They're not nailed down. Let's steal them.
So if you guys want the bells, there's half a dozen bells in the area you guys can claim.
I put some of them on my fan.
Must not put them on pedal car. Must not put them on pedal car.
So you guys wend your way through the trail for a little while. Who wants to put their peepers to work? That sounds like Roscoe.
Roscoe's on it. We can tell because he's hanging off the pedal bike like this.
All right. So you don't notice when a wild turkey kind of jumps out into the middle of the path his feathers all like ruffled. And you ever seen a bird where their feathers aren't like lying, nice and smooth on their body? It looks very bizarre, and that's exactly what this turkey looks like. His wobble is all kinds of large and misshapen and what have you, and he kind of like warbles out, "Stop! Go no further! What are you doing here?"
You good, mate?
What?
We just stopped by for a drink.
What do you mean?
We're thirsty.
You said you're thirsty, huh? Who told you to say
Yeah.
that?
Well,
Huh?
you know where the nearest watering hole is, right?
What was
Who
the
told you to
rhino's
say?
name?
Who told you to say you're thirsty?
Let's
So
say the
I guess
rhino's name. I forget it.
Is Big Louie?
Big Louie said if you wanted a drink to come out this way.
Hmm. All right. Well, I get a look at you. He like kind of comes up, asks you to get down off the bike, and he kind of sizes you up. It's, gets a little too close, and it's a little uncomfortable. Um, Not Fuzz. Kinda like,
Nope, I'm a tortoise. Not a single hair on my chinny chin chin.
No, we'd have to tell you if we were cops, otherwise that's entrapment.
I don't like that word.
Neither do we.
Cops or entrapment.
Both.
I don't like the word trap. I'm been trapped before, and gotta say, don't like it.
What time of year is it?
I'd say it's fall.
I could understand why you might get a little nervous around this time of year.
So, all right. I assume you're here to see the boss. What is he looking for?
We want the moonshine.
All right. Well, let's come on in. And he kind of guides you along.
Hey,
Anyway,
Mr. Wild Turkey, do you have any whiskey?
you got to talk to the boss. Unless you're offering.
No, we're in the market.
So he takes you through a thicket, and like there's a spot where like he has to push through. So some of you bigger folk is going to have a little bit of problem squeezing.
We sent Arnold first.
Oh no! As I go right in, my bum gets stuck. Like, oh, can I get a little bit of a push, please?
I will absolutely push. You're going to make your roll.
Yeah, buddy.
Just roll wild for me.
Gotcha, man. I'm sorry. That's gonna be a 5 total.
That's going to be a 5 total. So you get an XP, and apparently the thicket is thick. So you're going to take a point of damage as you get pushed from behind by the tortoise. So you got a nice little gash on your hip.
Alrighty.
But you make
Back
your
to
way
6.
through, and there's now plenty of space for everybody else.
Back to 6.
Oh, that's not the roll I thought he was making.
What did you think he was rolling?
His fart check.
Oh,
I was about to say I don't want to gain XP from fart checks because just for comedy sake. But if you're gonna hurt me, I'll take that XP. Like,
I was just seeing if you could push your way through without taking damage. That's what I was looking at. I mean, if you want a separate roll for farting, you can do that.
How about this? Let's just say I went through and on my way through, releasing some of my farts will help me push my way through.
Sure.
Oh my god! What did you eat? What? I'm I got tears. I'm crying. I'm a tortoise. We don't have tear ducts.
You could taste
Were it
Oh.
only for some water to submerge myself beneath right now, what would possess you to create that smell, by God, man?
Literally, Arnold is just like shy as hell at this point. Like, oh god, literally, Timon from like Lion King. Like, oh no, just forget I exist.
So once you get through the noxious odor behind, you come through, and sure enough, there is a beaver. One of his front teeth seems to be chipped and broken. He's got a couple spots where he's clearly balding and graying, uh, but his hair is all kinds of tousled and unkempt. It's got a couple spots that look like there's mud and stuff crusted to it. There's other areas that there's branches or twigs or stuff caught in the fur. But his hands and arms are as well kept as it could possibly be. And sure enough, out here you see this little contraption cooking away, and you see a barrel off to the side collecting drip by drip. And those of you who enjoy the drink can taste the sweet scent of alcohol in the air.
That's a fine looking still you have there, Wild Bill.
Indeed it is. Apparently you know my name and I don't know yours. Who might you happen to be?
Mildly offended. Hi, I'm Frenzy.
They call me Tully.
Why are you offended?
It was a joke about you not having heard of me. It's okay.
Oh, why would I have heard of you?
That's a good question. Give me a couple weeks and I'll have an answer for you.
Okay. Well, you see, I tend to stay out here where I don't really know what's going on out there.
Okay, well, now your answer is I just introduced myself.
All right. So what about these two?
Proceeds to look to these two.
I am Arnold. How are you doing, sir?
Better before you brought whatever that lovely aroma.
Yeah, we call him Arnold. Don't stand downwind, Shortman.
And Roscoe says, Roscoe, much obliged. Well, apparently you're here for business, so let's get to it. What is it? What is it that you're looking for? What's your quantity?
We want to help you branch out into the zoo.
All right, that seems to be a pretty sweet deal. What are you offering? What's you got a going rate?
Well, we've got contacts, and we think you would do really well to partner up with Machine Gun Otto.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, well, it's probably better that way, but you don't want to be the ones who have heard of him and made him angry.
I don't think they make anybody angry.
Oh, it's hard to tell with that one sometimes, but that's kind of his charm.
So, do I go through you? Do I go through this Otto folk?
I think it's best if you deal with us. He can be a bit temperamental. And then the machine guns come out.
I don't want no parts of machine guns.
That's what we were thinking. But it could be quite lucrative for all of us.
So he sits down and has a conversation with you, and like the first part of this whole meeting, like, him wild and being unkempt, he doesn't really seem to have a whole, like, gives you the impression of not really having a whole lot of intelligence. Um, but as he kind of gets into like the numbers game, like talks about, you guys have a little bit of knowledge of, how much clientele he'd be looking to service, how many, barrels or crates or, what have you, that machine gun would be looking to acquire. Um, you guys don't have a whole lot of funds here, but if you were to go back to the zoo and try to negotiate, you could be the middleman on this, as long as Otto is able to front the peanuts, if you know what I'm saying.
And I think that's the angle we were shooting for.
Sure.
Is to kind of be the go-between and set up as kind of a good deal with for Otto. And, for Wild Bill, too. No one wants to disrespect the beaver.
So when he starts getting into the numbers, like, he gives you a different impression of, the level of intelligence. And he talks about he's got several different kinds that he can offer. And after everybody seems to has, well, once you guys have taken a shine to him, shall we say, he does, pull out a couple of flasks and, offers a different, different vintage or, flavors or whatnot of, different shine. Some of them go down a little smoother. Some of them are, pretty freaking potent and burn. I don't know if any of you are not drinkers, but those that wish to partake can have a sip and a taste so that you can be able to bring that palate back.
Absolutely.
Robin,
We're all just sitting here waiting for you to ask us to make con saves.
I will absolutely, try all the sample the different things that he offers. Because drinking and driving was not a thing back then.
right.
But also as I do, I want to kind of like check out his rig. And being a fellow bootlegger myself, I actually have a little bit of knowledge of it. And I'll just kind of like point out different things about it that I, to kind of butter him up and like try to really sell how impressed I am with his setup.
Sure, it's definitely a good setup, and even though I have a little bit of experience, not in actually making shine myself, but I've seen a handful of episodes of things talking about moonshine, but not enough to really say a damn thing on off the cuff.
We all know you're at home making bathtub rum all the time.
Damn it, you figured me out. But he has a very well made still. He's got the fire going and maintained heat, and throughout the conversation it's he checks it regularly, and when he's not checking it, his lackey, the turkey, is there kind of fussing and fooling around with it. But he generally seems impressed that you have an idea, and kind of puffs up his chest as you kind of compliment him on his skills.
So yeah, I guess we'll just spend like a couple hours with him, just trying to engage with him to kind of butter him up, and then by chance, can we have some samples to take to the boss?
All right, so I would say with that, I would say somebody should do a start spit and roll. See whether you can make that happen. If you want to do it as a group check, somebody else can break it up and try to help out.
Yeah, I have a +2 magnetism. I can.
Anybody else have a magnetism they want to roll to help out
I
Arnold?
do want to roll. I'm not good at it, but I do want to roll. I will try and assist.
All right, break it up, Dave.
Oh my god. Well, that's doubles. And that's a 3 minus 1 is a 2.
All right. So take that XP and you can pass that -1 to that roll there, Arnold.
I
got them all buttered up for you, buddy.
I'm beginning to sense the pattern of this character's thing.
Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You gave me -1, so it's gonna be 10. So it's still a 10, but I have double force.
10 with double fours. You just got a +1 forward on your next roll. So he gives you 3 little little tiny flasks, sample vials, if you will, to be able to take the 3 different things back to Machine Gun Auto.
There's one little matter that I think we should bring to your attention, but I am a little hesitant to mention it.
What's that?
I'm professionally, I'm a bit embarrassed by the behavior of Big Louie. He's been blabbing all over the place about your operation.
No, I mean, Louis kind of a friend. He's come out here once or twice. I don't know why he would be blabbing. Why do you say he's blabbing?
Well, he's been telling people about you and your operation out here, kind of like bragging. I mean, you're kind of renowned for your brewing skills, and I think he's trying to clout chase. But in the meantime, he's putting your operation in danger.
All right, so what are you trying to do here, Dave? Because I'm not following.
I'm trying to turn him against Big Louie, and maybe reconsider his relationship with him.
Okay. So let's see how this comes across. Give me another start spitting.
All right, I'm very good at these. Okay, that's better. That is a 9 minus 1 is an 8.
So, he kind of like leans back, takes a swig of whiskey, shakes it off. Apparently, it was a fairly big hit. I'll think about what you're saying, but I don't know. Known him a long time. You definitely get the impression that he honestly is going to think about it. It's not something like he's not saying it just to kind of fluff your coattails.
Well, I feel that I've done my part in at least letting you know.
So he sizes you all up and look, I think this could be good. I might have to open up some extra things. I think if we're talking about the quantity that you're talking about, I might need to do something special to be able to hit all of that. So in a few days' time, it kind of gives you the direction of where he's going to be. Because always packing up his still after the current run is done, but he's going to have to build something big in order to hit that kind of quantity, or multiple stills running at the same time. just to kind of hit that kind of mark.
Has anyone else showed up?
Are you saying like during this time now?
Yeah, like since he's like, so he does these like pop up, I don't know what you want to call it, but his pop up moonshine stand. So no one else has like shown up to.
Yeah, you get the idea, like that he he makes these meetings, but like the stuff that he's currently making is already spoken for.
Okay. Well, I guess with that, we'll be in touch in a few days. But for now, it's my favorite part of the trip.
What's that?
I look to the rest of the group. We go home downhill.
So
Coastin.
the turkey gives you all the side eye again.
I don't know why, but this turkey, I'm picturing the bird from Moana, the chicken.
I'm here for it.
Roscoe mentions we really need a motorized vehicle.
Well, that is what your speedster was able to get this time.
Yeah, that's some human stuff right there. Motorized vehicle. What do you think? We're made of peanuts?
Yeah.
All right, so who's gonna control this bike on the way down?
I am, of course.
All
Not
right.
it.
Let's get out of jam. Let's see how well you can overcome some obstacles as you move fast.
All right.
I'll take up the rear.
All right.
While drunk.
I think I did pretty good. That's a 12.
All right. So, do you want to narrate how you go downhill at an alarming rate with a hippo on the back of your bike?
He's literally leaning into everything that you think is a bad idea. Like, he's outside of the zoo. There's not really pedestrians around. And he is completely cutting loose. He is literally running rum right now. And that's what he lives for. They don't call him Speedster McGee for nothing.
We're driving it like we stole it. I am here for it. Kenzie's like, woo! Like it like goes full woo girl. Like.
All right, Dave. Roll. Do you happen to have a 4-sided die there?
I do.
All right.
Although I'm not sure if I want to roll these. This is a vast rim die. All right, 4-sided die.
Yep.
That is that's a mall, so that's a 4.
That's a 4. So as you pass by, the area where like the bells, where Roscoe takes some crossfire, not crossfire, but it takes a shot by one of the animals that was still lying in wait. But you guys see other fire behind, but you're past it before there's anything else to come of it. So Roscoe, you take 1.
Ooh.
Oh, you still have the turtle. So Roscoe says, pats the hostage on the back and says, "I hope you're strapped in." But you make it down the hill in half or a third of the time that you would have gone up. There's a couple of times where you guys narrowly miss brushing against tree branches and whatnot. As Tully whips around turns. There's a time you think you're gonna like all fall and the bike is just gonna like completely go ass over tea kettle or side over side. But Tully manages to just expertly, almost surf down the mountain on this bike. Some of you just like pull your feet up and just kind of like hold on before eventually you flatten off, or the ground flattens off, and you coast for a while before you make your way towards the zoo.
Woohoo! That was really fun. We should do that again sometime.
I agree. I can't wait until I get a hold of something even faster.
We'll have to make that a priority.
All right, so now you have to sneak some alcohol into the zoo. So who's going to commit a caper? All right, well, it's looking like between Tully and Arnold, somebody's rolling sly.
I'll roll. I don't care.
You got it.
I'm not afraid to gain XP.
I'll assist.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. I with the plus, I can do a 7.
All right. So you're going to get the +1 there, Tully, on your slide check, but there is some kind of problem with the ongoings of the zoo. What is the problem there, Arnold?
There's a bit of a ruckus happening. Monkeys everywhere, man.
So are we talking, some monkeys gotten drunk in public and causing a scene?
Yeah, like there's going, no pun intended, ape shit. And what happens is like a little bit of drunk causing a whole fight all over the fence. So sneaking this is gonna be a pain.
All right, so so there's some law enforcement, there dealing with this very much drunk monkey.
I'm going to use that drunk monkey as part of a distraction for us sneaking in. I have a 10 on my slide.
Okay.
Who's being flung, whole thing.
All right, so you managed to get through all of the nonsense with your bootleg whiskey that you can take to your contact and provide a sample to Machine Gun Auto.
And I guess Arnold will be our sample provider because he's our mouthpiece.
Okay.
So I'll sample and then I'll,
Well, you had already sampled up on the mountains. This was to provide.
Okay, so my bad, misheard.
Sure.
I'll provide the the spoils, if you will, be like the finest that we can find.
I would say it's getting pretty late in the evening or late in the in the morning, because you guys rode for hours to get up in the mountains. Plus, you hung out for hours. So you could probably schedule a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Gives me a chance to recover. If everyone else is okay with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want us to go with you to back you up, or you want to do it on your own?
A little bit of backup would be nice. Besides, I can't take credit for myself. This is the team that assembled it,
So Roscoe wants to know if ask Arnold if the hostage can be held in the safe house.
Absolutely, but
he's got an aquarium set up just for this instance.
Right. So yeah, we got him tied up, and then upon that, he's like head high in the water.
So
Um,
the rest of the night passes, unless anything special you want to do during the daylight hours, beyond your normal torturing people.
Nah, just normal enclosure things.
Torture's fine.
I mean, obviously, if there's any time before going back into my enclosure, I want to oil the bike up again real good and clean all the road dust off and make it look really good for our meeting.
Sure.
I'm just
Yeah.
imagining us ching ching riding up Savado.
So those of you with damage can heal one for sleeping, and you're able to get a meeting. Your kind of point contact is Oliver, one of the other otters from Otto's enclosure.
Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Oh, just because Oliver was my name last game.
Oh. I just did dealt
Just
with
pulled one, I know.
the alliteration of Oliver the Otter.
It's fair. This is why I picked it for an owl as well.
Makes sense.
So Oliver, what you do know is he's kind of Otto's fall guy. They look a lot alike. He tends to smoke the cigars, got the same style hat.
Oh, he's got a body double.
So it's essentially a body double, so that if shit were to hit the fan, Oliver's willing to just, throw himself into the fire, if you will. So guys have done some work here.
Yeah, we've done some fine work right here. I say for myself, as I say, so there's some product I think we think Otto would be interested in.
Look, we know each other. We don't have to do the full cat and mouse thing or the subterfuge thing. Just spill what you got and what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, we got some gifts, and I present the bottle. And did we bring the hostage with us that Roscoe's asking about? Because we brought the hostage. I'm gonna present him as well. That was suggested.
So you hand over the 3 flasks of shine samples, as well as the tied up turtle. And it's a box turtle. And that Oliver's eyes definitely seem peaked when you pull out 3 flasks. They definitely look like, what's the deal? Why are you bringing him a turtle?
I don't think it's a turtle. It's a shoebox with the turtle in it and rubber bands wrapped around the shoebox.
So I guess he shakes the shoebox and it thuds around a little bit. So what is this?
A gift.
He starts pulling off the rubber bands. No. Boss does not like too many surprises, shall we say. He lifts the lid and sees the tied up turtle, and then questions, "What is this?"
Well, we want to show we can hold our own, and we wanted to make sure that I don't know, say if he needs something done, we can do it for him.
Well, I can. Pardon me. Excuse
We're
me.
not afraid to pick on animals half our size.
I would say a lot less than half your size.
That's a member of the Wander Gang or Wanderer Gang.
I don't know anything about.
That's right, wander pets.
I don't know anything about no Wander Gang or Wander Pet Gang, but I don't know. I'm certain we can find something to do with this thing.
They tried muscling in on us.
The turtle tries to squirm and whatnot, but I mean he's pretty tied up tight. So he sits down with you guys and you present the numbers that that Bill wound up discussing with you, and kind of talk shop. Some of you, I don't know whether you're interested in any of this, but kind of gets into a little bit of contract negotiation, as you guys are not full members or not members, but you could loosely say you're affiliated. Work for contract kind of thing at the moment.
Freelancers.
So do you guys try to pad any of the numbers that are there, or do you just present it straight up?
I am like, my primary interest in this conversation is trying to make sure that we're getting a fair deal, and as long as that is happening, Frenzy is going to be pleased.
I think for Tully's part, he thinks only a moron would try and cross Machine Gun Otto.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, I'm keeping it straight.
Like, definitely not trying to cross him per se, but if he's lowballing us, I will point it out and I won't hesitate to do so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So why doesn't somebody give me a sly roll or a commit caper, just to see whether you're able to figure out the numbers that Oliver is kind of presenting.
9.
All right, so you think that he's on the level. He's giving you guys a fair shake, if you will.
Oh, well, then I'm all smiles.
All right. So you go through, you crunch the numbers with Oliver. You wind up, saying that the meeting time is in another couple of days. You're always all smiles. You're a crocodile. So you guys figure out how many peanuts you would need to be bringing to the to Wild Bill, and Oliver says that if you come back, we'll have it ready for you, and we'll be able to make this happen, and we'll be able to get the speakeasy back up and running proper now that we'll have some shine flowing.
I think Mr. Machine Gun will be quite happy with the variety that Wild Bill has to offer. He's quite good at what he does.
So he pours a small sample from the flask and tests each of the three. And it's like, oh, I can see that he knows what he's doing. I'm sure Otto is going to be able to agree with me as well. So I know it's a little bit early, but we'll kind of end it here this time, and we'll pick up with you guys having to go get said shine next time and see how all of that works. See if you've got the ability to actually bring in a handful of kegs of rum and shine. See how that all flows for next time.
That was funny, Ted.
Excellent. Well,
Good.
thanks for running, Ted, and thanks everyone for playing, and thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Keep your eyes peeled because we'll be dropping version 3 of the Quick Start rules very soon. You can sign up at zoomafiarpg.com to the newsletter. We'll let you know there first when it when the update is. We've cleaned up some things and added some tables to make it easier to read. And also there were some things that we kind of missed the first time around or the second time around. And we fixed those up as well. So hopefully we will put those in your hands before the week's out, and you guys can enjoy those. And with that, until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Nerdy.
Stay nerdy.